And also terminology. Let's take Stepford Wives, consciousness raising group. Well, no one says that anymore.
Right.
And if you were to, I think only people born after a certain, or they would turn their heads and say, wow, I haven't heard that in a while. So there's different terminology that today, if someone, I hear a lot of people that are 25 to 19, whatever, epic. They're always saying epic, which I was like, wait a minute, what does that really mean? Because it's used all the time for everything. So if someone doesn't have, let's say, kids, or isn't in malls or in a classroom,
Malls, yeah.
how do they pick up on today's terminology, today's
I don't know,
slang?
I think the greatest, again, I just talked about YouTube being the thing where people now know everything, but YouTube is also the way that we can learn things.
That's true.
So you can actually watch YouTube videos of people. There's a trailer before the movies that's all about YouTube sensations, Jack and Jack. And I'm going, I don't know who the hell these two guys are, but they're famous. And they show Jack and Jack walking down the street and just people mobbing them. I'm like, okay, I got to find out who the hell Jack and Jack are, because Jack and Jack are famous people that I've never heard of before. They're on YouTube. So, but YouTube is one of those things, you can go there, you can watch endless 15-year-olds talk and figure out, their terminology now, their slang now. The other thing, which gets into research, the other thing with research in YouTube is we now have the ability to see across the world things that we could never see before, because now we can watch them on YouTube. And I did a script that took place, Finland. So I did this script, which was a US-Finland co-production thing. Hasn't got made, probably never will get made, but nonetheless, I got paid. And I've never been to Finland. So I thought, how can I write a movie that takes place in Finland if I've never been there? And I thought, tourists have posted their home videos on YouTube. So I went to YouTube and watched a whole bunch of tourists' home videos. And so you get to see all the buildings, you get to see little landmarks that you would only know if you'd been there, right? As these people were. So I wrote a script based on home videos on YouTube, which sounds really creepy, doesn't it? I'm watching other people's home videos, but I got to see buildings, I got to see tours of places, all these things. And one of the things that the Finland producer loved about it was he said, so you have this great, fast food kind of a place that is not a chain, it's a place that people just go and get fish, because it's Finland. Fried fish. And he goes, nobody knows about that except people that live in Helsinki. I'm like, awesome. And he's asking me when I was in Helsinki. And I'm like, never been there. Somebody else had it in their tourist movie, and there was like people waiting in line to buy fish, fried fish. And so all of that stuff, YouTube now becomes the way for us to learn about the current generation. It becomes ways for us to learn about things that happen in other sides of the world. If we're doing a Born Identity type story and we're going to go spies in a different country, you've never been to that country. It used to be you would go to the library and look at picture books, and now we not only get picture books, we get movies, we get all kinds of stuff. I did a script that took place in Detroit and wanted to have a scene on 8 Mile because I know about it because of a movie, and thought, I'm going to look at 8 Mile and see what's on that road. And so somebody literally posted to YouTube them shooting one side of the street and the other side of the street. And I went, there's a motel I can use. There's a fast food place I can use that's not your chain fast food, but is the Detroit only kind of a fast food. All this stuff that gave it the real flavor of Detroit without me ever going anywhere. I just went on YouTube.